Gotta click something.
Got it.
Hi, this is Gary Berger with Berger Law. I'm sitting here with my friend Amy Comer. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for doing this video with me.
Hey, my pleasure.
How do you know me and my firm?
Oh, well, we met when I called your firm back in 2016. I found myself in a dire situation and kind of a helpless, hopeless situation. And I didn't know who to turn to. And I literally just Googled local attorneys and you answered. So that's I found you that way, and I'm so thankful that I did.
Well, I'm thankful to know you and your wonderful family. And then, I call myself a trial lawyer, and I am, but they say a high percentage of cases get tried. You and I got to try a case together.
We sure did.
How was your experience with in a trial?
It was challenge. It had its challenges. It felt liberating to go through the process. And I feel like you allowed us to be heard, and you made people aware of our situation that we couldn't have done on our own. So, but it was overwhelming, but you helped guide us through the whole process. And I'm so thankful that you had your experience and your knowledge to do that and to get us through the trial. We weren't certain that things would go that way with our case, but it did, and it went that far. And there's nobody that I would have rather gone through it with than you. So I appreciate your help.
That is kind of you. I appreciate that. And boy, I will remember that trial till I die. It was just I put everything I had into it, and was so proud to represent you guys and to do that. So
we made a good team.
We made a great team. You guys were wonderful. What did you learn from the trial and going through that you didn't know before, a lesson that you've learned? If I could put you on the spot.
Well, be prepared to be exposed. You feel vulnerable. You have strangers sitting there judging you, looking at you, not knowing your situation, and yet they've already formed opinions. So it's challenging to feel that exposed. Obviously something traumatic has happened to get you to that spot in the first place, and just all the unknowns of not knowing what to expect. But that's something that was challenging, was not airing dirty laundry, but intimate details of your life come out, and it's in front of a ton of strangers. So that was probably the most challenging thing.
And it must be weird because it's kind of like just happening. It's like, oh, we're going to talk about this now. Oh, we're going to talk about this now. And you're like going, okay, that's what we're doing. Yeah. Right.
I like to mentally prepare and, to try to be prepared as I can. And I almost found it's really challenging to be mentally prepared for trial.
Thank you. What did you think about how I performed, how I did as a trial lawyer in that case?
You were phenomenal. You were absolutely just, I don't want to say stunning to watch, but it was just, it was really impressive, Gary. Just the way you presented our case and fought for us. It was just one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. I wouldn't even call it a performance, because I think.
Tell me more. Come on, keep it coming.
I think, but it was like, it was natural, and I know that you really put yourself through a lot in preparation for that trial, because I think the day before that I had to go take the stand, you were messaging me at like 2 a.m, 3 a.m, 4 a.m. I'm like, go to bed, but you were putting your heart and soul into representing us in that case.
I do it again. You know, and that was going to be my next question you touched on is people think about trials and stuff. You just hear the snippets that people are up. You guys got to see all the work it takes for every minute you're actually in trial. Actually, I'm standing up and talking. You guys got to see all the work that went in it. Because remember all the legal motions and the legal arguments and all that shit.
Even from the very beginning, they were trying to get it thrown out, and so from somebody's standpoint that's not used to that, we get the sick feeling in the pit of our stomach, like, oh no, we've made it this far just to, that there's going to be some legality or some technicality that the whole thing is going to get thrown out. And so, it is really nerve wracking. And, but you hammered through it all and you took us through all the way to the end. It was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And so one of the things that it can't in the type of case we tried, because there was a loss of life, I'm representing the whole family, and I get questions sometimes about how does that work or that kind of stuff from someone who's been through it with me, and I mean through it. What was it like dealing with one lawyer representing a whole family?
Well, I think having the one lawyer represent the whole family, it really allowed you to understand where we were coming from, and to really understand our family dynamic and how important each and every family member is and was to us, so it was intimate.
That's a good word. It was intimate. One of the funny thing from my point of view, not funny, but a different was, each of you are different. So when putting very much so. So putting each of you on the stand was very different in how I prepared you. Did you note how I handled each of you? Yes. Tried to handle each of you differently with your different personalities?
Yes. Yeah, because I remember like it was yesterday. I remember my sister taking the stand. I remember taking the stand. I remember Linda taking the stand, and my brother-in-law, that's because they're all so different.
Do you remember me telling you to control your facial expressions during various parts of the trial?
Yeah. That's something I'm not very good at that. So
you're genuine. You're one of my, I represent a lot of people. You're up there in my favorite people. Because you are as genuine as they come.
Thank you.
And that's
not everybody appreciates that.
What?
That not everybody appreciates that.
Let's leave your husband out of this. No, just kidding. Just kidding. No, you're genuine, and you bring a zest to life, which is, we could use more of that in the world. What would you recommend me and my firm to other folks?
I have, and I do, and I have. I have anybody that I think you can help. I give them your information, and anybody that is remotely close to us and know what we went through with you in 2018 through that trial, they just think the world of you. And luckily, I guess nobody, hopefully nobody does need your services, but in the unfortunate event that they do, that you're there, and I just am so thankful for that.
Thank you. That's kind of you. Let me ask, I think one more, the only other question I had was, you talked about me a lot, but what about the folks that worked with me at the firm and the trial?
I just feel connected to you all. Casey's helpful, and Taylor, I'm not sure if Taylor's still on your team, and Genevieve. I haven't seen any of them since 2018, and yet I still remember their names, remember their faces, and just everybody cared, and we needed that, at that time of our lives.
I'm so lucky to have them as a team. Genevieve and Casey and I still work together. Taylor's moved on, but Taylor's great. And she just got married a few weeks ago. Yeah, because a lot of times when people are interacting with the firm, they're not talking to me every day, they're talking to other folks too. So I like to always compliment my people, and they're
Oh yeah,
great.
I mean your team. It's just yeah. That's when I received the email to meet with you over Zoom. I had no hesitation doing it whatsoever. But I'm glad to. I will sing your praises any day.